All right. So, recent events have been interesting.
James Gunn.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know how much I do like James Gunn and his material.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that Peacemaker video, which is coming
you are.
out.
Again.
I'm had some setbacks, a bit of depression.
Really?
Not emotional, just like
The fact you can't get it done.
no, like other things going on in my life at the
Oh,
minute.
right. Oh, yeah. Work stuff on top. Oh, yeah. That's a... Man, work stuff would just keep at home. Not keep at home. No, keep...
You bring it with you. Bring the pain with you. Go on.
Leave at work
Yeah.
when I go home. So, well, I'll try to anyway. Although I do work from home.
You go home and then
That's it
it's
for
like trouble still finds you, and it's like I'm just not meant to be happy, am I? Like,
Oh, lordy.
it's a some people it's just a futile effort.
So do you think that's how James Gunn feels? Sometimes with what's going on then?
Sometimes maybe, but then again, he's dealt with this kind of stuff before.
Yeah,
it's like
true.
a couple of years ago with his previous tweets that came out like 10 years ago. And the thing about that, what people need to kind of realize is when people were talking about that and just discovering them, what they didn't realize is that they just knew James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy. When before that, he had done Belko Experiment, Super, PG Porn,
Sliver.
yeah, Sliver. That's what got me into his work in the first place.
Yeah.
There's that people were sort of unaware of that and didn't realize this guy has like a bit of edge to him, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that we've got Guardians is like amazing in that he was able to bring that into that kind of franchise as well.
Yeah, I mean,
But still totally being him.
Yeah.
To...
that franchise was like D-lister. No one ever heard of them,
Nah.
and like he's made it a household name. So the fact that he can take obscure things and make them work is impressive on its own. Even in like the Suicide Squad, with like, I mean, who thought they'd want to see Starro? Do you know what I mean? That's such a weird character. You just look at it and go, that can't work. But he did an amazing job of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, definitely.
And he did it without even bringing in the JLA.
So, someone like that, I suppose, when you do break it down and think about it, would be appropriate to kind of take on the task of Superman or anyone else.
Yeah.
You certainly got the talent to bring these not so known characters to life and to make them beloved even. So for him to do that with Superman, ooh.
Yeah, it depends what he does with it, because he wants to make like a prequel series.
Yeah,
like his early
which I don't
days,
like.
which is for what James Gunn has done. He's done like sort of intergalactic stories with the Guardians of the Galaxy. He's done sort of more like down to earth, but still with an element of zaniness in the Suicide Squad and a bit of Peacemaker as well.
Sure.
Although I would say in Peacemaker there are some elements where it's very much toned down, and there's some things he sort of revisits but views at a new lens. With this, it's really there's a sharp contrast between what he's done before and what he's doing now. Now, you might look at that and go, maybe that's fatigue, that he wants to try something a little bit more down to earth, or it's just maybe he doesn't quite know what to do with Superman.
Well, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I suppose. I mean, when like we discussed, obviously when he took on Suicide Squad, he was offered anything in DCEU, and he chose Suicide Squad. And he did say something specifically about Superman, I think, from what I remember. I'll have to look it up and check.
Well, he did mention Suicide Squad, Superman in the Suicide Squad.
There you go, yeah. He did too, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, his take, just going back and, like, having a younger Clark on the surface and doing the whole Daily Planet.
Yeah.
What was that the other one? Daily Planet, yeah. Doing those rounds as a younger Superman, just straight away doesn't really appeal to me. I wanted something a bit more, like we were saying,
going up against someone like Brainiac or something.
More like in the galaxy, you know.
Or Mongo the Conqueror.
Yeah, just anything that would
Lobo.
test him. Lobo, exactly. Instead of going back, you know, with the powers he was at now and you know, what he could do, just going out into space and exploring that area with Superman. Which,
I mean,
you know, never really. See, I mean, it was awesome in Man of Steel. You know, just seeing the
Kryptonians.
Kryptonians, yeah, on Krypton from the beginning. That was awesome. I wanted more of that.
I mean, we'll have to see. Like, this is something that he's thrown out there, and he might change his mind along the way.
Maybe.
We don't really know. It's like,
Yeah.
Because nothing's ever set in stone. I think sometimes people hear the initial pitch and go, oh, that's what they're going to stick with forever, blah blah. It's like, no, like sometimes you have an idea, then you think it through and go, oh, actually this ain't going to work, like we might have to change the concept a bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless he actually like it does the Daily Planet stuff, but then he does go out into space as well.
Yeah.
Unless they, well,
how would he go into space? Actually, he has a little spaceship, didn't he? Would he fit in that? I don't know. Smallville. Oh, that's what it is. That's what he's pitched. Smallville, the movie. But I mean, we'll see about that. Obviously, like, they had to give Henry Cavill the bad news. And everyone's just, like, screeching and reeing about that. It's like, people, alright, look, here's what Tuff is going to tell you. You need to get used to this. The universal concept of change. Henry Cavill was going to go sooner or later. In 9 years as Superman, now look, I really don't want to talk about Zack Snyder's run with Henry Cavill. I don't really talk about too much about Henry Cavill and what he'd done and the role. I'm not going to say it's good or bad. I want to talk about that another time.
Why is that? Is that going to be a long conversation in itself?
Not a long conversation, but like, I don't know, maybe like a video I've got planned out.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. You expect that in 2025. Even then I'll be late.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been good with Henry just physically.
Yeah.
How he looks. He is kind of my Superman, I suppose.
Physically, he does fit the role.
Yeah, definitely. I do like that, the physicality, and I would have liked to have seen more from him in those characters. It's unfortunate that he didn't have much to work with in those movies.
No.
So to get him to do material that would have given him a bit more to do.
Yeah,
and,
but I mean, like, even with that end credit with Black Adam.
God, yeah.
There was still so much there.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, let's talk. Instead of like, I'm going to kill you now. Like, stop it.
From what I heard, isn't he like Black Adam? I mean, I haven't seen it, but I heard that in the end he's like in a, they've locked him away in some sort of...
Kahndaq.
Whatever it is, I don't know.
That's the name of the city, yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Maybe, yeah. Because that's where, like, Black Adam resides. Him and his miss...
Oh, I see.
Which is
I see.
Which is aged poorly.
So he's not doing Black Adam anymore either, right? He's been given the news.
Oh, has he?
Yeah. So no more Black Adam, but James Gunn told him that he could appear in like a multiverse thing maybe later.
Yeah.
So, because he's the one that brought in Henry Cavill.
True.
Yeah, because the executives before Zaslav now, they said no to Henry Cavill cameoing, and then when Zaslav took over, he's like, yeah, do it. And I think from what I heard, he was up for everything, with doing the stuff with The Rock and that. But then obviously once he employed James, and what's his face, the other dude?
I forget his name.
Yeah, the other dude.
But he's not James Gunn. Who
Not James Gunn. No.
Yeah.
Then James decided that he wanted to change it. Well, they both decided they wanted to change. They have a plan apparently.
Yeah. So this problem I think here is that it's quick and sudden shifts in management. Which
exactly.
I think where people are sort of blaming James Gunn need to sort of look a bit more behind the curtain on that regard.
Because that decision is like, I mean, because they asked him to announce it as well. So,
because
they thought they were going to go there. But...
Yeah, because people are associating that whole like, oh, when Superman appeared, said he was coming back, then like James Gunn's going back. It was like James Gunn was not involved in Black Adam when that was like going on. Do you know what I mean? He came well after.
Yeah.
Apparently there's like a rumor that Gal Gadot was on her way out too, and it's like, no, James Gunn like confirmed that's not happening. Well, don't know where you're getting that from.
Well, he hasn't confirmed or denied. I think he has to get rid of her. He has to get rid of everyone, like, because you can't have like a reboot and then just have some of those other characters still remain. When you've got rid of Henry Cavill, that's only going to piss everyone off.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, I mean, you'd have to get rid of like Batman.
Yeah, which I think, that's the foregone conclusion anyway. I mean, Affleck was like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore anyway. Yeah. So,
I mean, what they could do, they could still get rid of like Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, but keep like Jason Momoa.
There were rumors that they were gonna recast him
as Lobo. I mean, he might look the part, but it's like that's so poor. That's so like
on the nose.
Small-minded. Yeah. I think he works better as Aquaman because Aquaman needs that sort of like cool edge.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was like just so bland and vanilla before.
Yeah. But I mean, what he could do is like, because we don't actually see Superman's face in Peacemaker
No.
or Wonder Woman's, so it's like you kind of say, well, this has been an alternate universe this whole time. You just didn't realize it because it's like, who was I saying? I either heard this or it's like you said it to me. Oh, that was it. I watched the battle between Batman and Owlman, and where in it, Owlman is talking about their universes that are similar to ours, that you could look for ages for even the slightest of differences, and there's some so radically different it's incomprehensible.
Yeah.
So it's like this one could just be like similar to the previous
little,
DC,
change and shift of like moving of a pencil or something.
So like cosmetics and everything. So it's like,
okay,
maybe.
Could be. I mean,
maybe, but
they can do whatever they want with the multiverse.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, some people aren't happy about that. Like I told you earlier, people like digging up all kinds of stupid stuff about James. Like I said, the older tweets and stuff. It's like, I mean, that's kind of like, we've gone through those. Like, it's obvious those are jokes.
Yeah, it's like, but you know, they want to try and achieve something and they're going about it in the wrong way. But
I think part of the problem is maybe with like with Zack Snyder's Justice League, because people talked about that release of Snyder Cut and everything. You know, because those people kind of got their way, but really, but really they didn't. It's just like, I mean, Zack Snyder's Justice League was for the streaming services. It was more of advertisements for that. You know.
Yeah.
But because those people feel as though they got their way, they feel emboldened now to sort of do whatever they want.
I think that they can get what they want from the studios now.
Yeah, but it's like, it doesn't really work that way.
No. Although that was orchestrated somewhat by Zack Snyder, it does set a precedent now in that kind of thing. Although it will very rarely happen, if ever. Again, I think it you know, some people may think they would have the ability to make change in that way.
Well, that's what you do. You give people the illusion of power and you change. It's like, you can't do it.
No, not unless, you know, someone like Zack Snyder's really behind it.
Yeah. But I mean, Zack won at the end of that one.
Yeah.
Snyderverse. No more of these bowel movements, please. But yeah, I've seen like a lot of tweets and people were like going on about like hashtag fire James Gunn. It's like,
why? He's brought so much joy.
Yeah, but people are switching on like so many stupid areas. Like people are now trying to get release the Ayer cut.
Oh god.
It's like, no, look.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad was fun.
I mean, I would watch it, but
yeah. The 2016
ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
I mean, I wouldn't even go that far. Like, I'd rather have type 2 diabetes. Like, I'm not even joking, mate.
Why you don't like a little honker?
No. Strangely enough, I'm not a fan of that. It's like, it's funny, but it's just like complete and utter cringe.
Yeah. It's not the Joker, really.
No, like...
Or is that Joker, I suppose? It is Joker.
Oh, I mean, like, the one in Zack Snyder's Justice League was more dignified.
Yeah. If you like reach rounds.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, I love that joke. So many people hate that, and it's like, that is the best thing ever. What is wrong with you sour-faced, salty dipshits? Have some fun. Come on. Stop with your fucking stupidity. This is fun.
He says that though, in this like, you know, black and white version of the movie.
I know, that's what makes it even better. It's like, this is supposed to be taken seriously, like Fury Road or Logan is like, who's gonna give you a reach around? I love it.
Sure, it was all improv on Jared's part as well.
I hope so.
Yeah, I can imagine it. Affleck's just like, can we take another one in case?
No, I like that. We're keeping that.
Well, he is the Oscar winner.
Yeah.
For acting.
Yeah. What do you know, Affleck? I know
directing,
writing. You know, I co-wrote Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
What do you know, Zach?
Dude, yeah. Think about that. Zack Snyder's the filmmaker. Affleck's like the actor turned filmmaker, and he's got, is it, an Oscar for Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
He's got best film for
Argo,
and what else? Some other stuff with that as well. Can't believe he got done though for directing on that on the Oscars.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, well, that's
He wasn't even what was it? Part of the nominees. He wasn't even nominated.
Yeah, well, that's how it happens. Sometimes you get snobbed.
Snobbed.
Well, you do.
Snubbed, more likely, but snobbed is a good one as well.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
So poor James. I mean, no, not poor James. James, yeah, you got it
James
going
is
on,
doing well. I mean,
doing all right.
like I said, like, I don't know if we actually caught this on recording or like I said this outside of it, but it's basically like 1.5 million people are like complaining about it, but then you look at it, it's just people spamming it.
Yeah, I think you said that in my one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at that and go, like, this isn't conducive of any sort of like anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything if people just spamming the retweet.
It's like saying, oh, there's a difference between like this many people said the word shit versus this is how many times the word shit was said.
Right, yeah.
Do you understand? It's what people are going off to, like the hashtag is the second one. You know, it's like, if we keep repeating it, it'll come true. Brother, you're not orcs. It's not like if you paint a car red, it's gonna fucking move faster. Like, what's wrong with you?
Maybe that's what they believe.
Oh, fucking hell. But it's like, yeah, like that number doesn't mean a lot when you put it next to 10 million people who just like kind of indifferent to it. It's like, well, you know, we'll see what James Gunn does. Maybe we'll be good, maybe we'll be bad. I mean, again, who would have thought?
Give him a chance.
Yeah. I mean, it could go either way. And that's fine, it is what it is.
The fact is, he's doing it now, so it's like, well, let's just wish him the best, man. That's all you know, so should people.
I mean, yeah, you wish him the
People
best,
should
then
be.
you get good movies out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of
Or
the
you
thing.
get like really disappointed. So
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm
Well, that's the thing.
kind of beyond that phase.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
I mean, I'm not saying that that's me, but like, you know, that's how people would be.
your expectations are a bit more reasoned.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not because I don't really care that much about it, to be honest.
No.
I enjoy it and stuff, but
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people get like way too invested in this stuff.
yeah, it's interesting to see that because I mean, I was one of those guys before, you know, like, see, but then the internet wasn't as big a thing, but you know, you have to read magazines and stuff. But yeah, it's something you go through, I suppose, as a fan. But
Yeah.
to that extent, though, where some people are just really doing these things, like retweeting that. I mean, why?
I don't know. I think there was one story. Not a story, sorry. There was like one incident I saw where he was paying respects to like someone in a band that he really likes.
Who?
James Gunn.
Right.
I forget the name of the fella. Like, I'll show it up on here. But when he was paying his respects to the person, some like Nimrod underneath put, "Oh, that's really nice. When are you gonna lose your job or whatever? Blah blah blah. Hashtag fire James Gunn."
Oh my god.
It was something like that, yeah. And it's like, brother, like, you have no shame.
Wow.
And obviously, we need to be clear. This isn't indicative of all Snyder fans or anything like that. But it's like, you gotta admit, these people would make you look real bad. Like,
That's the thing. Yeah, you know, is making like the other people that actually feel that way about it look really stupid.
yeah, that's the most painful thing. It's like when people sort of like, and we're not trying to do it in here. We're not trying to take the extreme minority of idiots and try to have it reflective of the entire group, because it's not that. And anyone who tries doing that in any circumstances are idiots. But you gotta admit, like, this is cringe, dude.
Yeah. But the internet gonna be what the internet gonna be.
Yeah, but then again, you say that. I mean, most of these people aren't going back to their jobs as a brain surgeon. Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's just people in general. People are fucking stupid, and there's always gonna be more of them.
They're movies.
They're not just movies. These are so important to me. These are our entertainment. And here's something as well. Like, I tried telling one yo-yo about this.
Yo-yo. Or you yo-yo.
You yo-yo. Yeah, I tried explaining this to this person where they say like movies nowadays and everything is like so bad or rubbish, and it's like no, 99.9% of anything ever made is shit. It's like I was telling you about Forrest Gump and Pulp Fiction came out in 1994.
Yeah.
And I told you like bad films like Milk Money and things like that.
All the things that came out then, yeah, which was
Yeah.
right. You know, we only remember the good stuff because you know.
Yeah, it filters out all that stuff.
Crap.
Yeah, and people like trying to turn it into debate or whatever. It's like here's the reality of it. Things are as good, if not better, than they used to be. In terms of like special effects, like advancements of technology, more sort of
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
things like that. But in terms of like the ratio of what's good or what's bad, it's about the same. I hate to tell. Actually, no, I don't hate telling you this.
Probably worse now because there are so many more movies and stuff that.
Yeah,
are
of course.
produced.
Well, streaming services really like boost up those numbers as well because
Yeah.
back in them days you had like 4 channels
Yeah.
and only 3 of them worked. Fuck off. Move on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think enough people hear that sometimes. Which people who want to get James Gunn fired desperately need to hear. It's like, but we wanted more. I know you did, but sometimes you don't get more. You get what you're given, and you fucking deal with it. Is that harsh? Is it better to say it aloud to someone or just let them experience it for themselves?
Yeah, you need to experience it.
Yeah. I mean,
It's life.
yeah, but I mean, when they experience it, they don't like it, and they don't know how to like.
Don't like it.
Yeah, it's like they don't know how to like deal with it. Life is hard. It's not. Honestly, it's not. It's painful, but you kind of get used to it, you know, like a callus on your soul.
That's depressing. Callous on your soul.
Yeah.
Damn.
But there are some things in life that are worth healing. Not healing. Worth that make your soul heal a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Love. People in your life enrich you every day.
Yeah,
even people you don't like. It's like
Stuff.
yeah. Part of the reason I'm a lot more chill is because I found someone who makes me happy in life.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You're all soppy now.
I get soppy as I need to.
I'm happy now.
Yeah.
You make me happy.
I saw that the other day.
Did you?
Thunder. I was like,
You seen it before, though, right?
yeah. I don't remember thinking it was funny, but watching it recently, it's like, oh, this is fucking hilarious.
It's just insane.
Yeah.
They definitely couldn't make that now, but
I mean, you could.
yeah, you could.
Quentin Tarantino could. It's like, who's going to say no to him?
True. He can do whatever the hell he wants, and he has done for 10 films or 9 films, and 10th will be the last, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, obviously, they count as different films, so it's like 10 and a bit.
Oh, really?
Like,
They count as 2 different films.
well, yeah, they're 2 completely different films, aren't they?
No, well, I thought he was, I thought he might
You count them
it
as one, but it's like, obviously, it's 1 and 2, so it's
Right,
like,
okay.
oh, come on, like, we know it's 2 films, but we get what
Well,
you're
no,
saying.
because originally I could see Steve's thing. I mean, because it is,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
it is his movie.
It was supposed to be 1, but
was
you had to
supposed
cut
to
it in
be
2, so it's like 1
it was
film.
2.
But it's like trying to say, yeah, Terminator 1 and 2, that's the same film. No, it's not. But I know what he means, yeah.
Like if he could, like that, which is why he's had edits where it's all together, because that was his original intention. But because of the
In black and
purpose
white.
of marketing and being able
Yeah.
to show it in the movies, he didn't want like the Snyder Cut to be in the cinemas, like for 4 hours.
Well, wasn't Snyder Cut meant to be 3 hours initially?
Well, it just wasn't supposed to be the movie that it was.
Yeah. Well, I imagine a lot of changes were done with that.
A lot of changes. Everything about it, pretty much. Like, that was not the intended movie, because of the whole thing with how Warner Brothers were reactionary over how Man of Steel did.
Yeah.
They just quickly, put out BVS and wanted to do things really quickly
Yeah.
and just change things on the whim. So Zack Snyder couldn't finish his vision of what he initially wanted. It was after BVS, right? Yeah, because after BVS, that was where it was like, all right, second time. Like, the first one was alright. Like, it did okay. People, didn't like the ending, but it was alright. BVS really put the nail in the coffin
Yeah.
for how Warner Bros. Were going to treat it and what they were going to do.
Yeah, I think sometimes people really don't understand this because I see this sometimes online. People are like, you know, someone really needs to like dig into those movies because no one has ever done that before. It's like people have slagged off these movies like you wouldn't believe. Like, where have you been? Do you know what I mean? People, like, the reason these movies, like, a lot of the changes came about is because there was so much backlash from the fans.
Yeah.
And some of it I can sort of agree with. I understand what Zack Snyder is doing, but then again, I understand people not getting that. Because Superman killing Zod, you know, his hands were tied at the situation, but, like, even then, do you know what I mean? Like, that's still not going to go well, like, regardless whether it was, like, his hands were tied or not. Batman killing people is like, because Zack, in interviews, he said, well, I kind of want to do it sort of like where he kills people sort of indirectly kind of thing. But like in another, like, I'd have to show you it. But it's like where he's on stage and he's talking about, it's like, yeah, Batman would kill people. If you think this guy wouldn't do it, you're living in a fantasy land.
Oh, like Batman killed a guy. I'm like, fuck. Really? I'm like, wake the fuck up. It's like, yes. It's like, yes. You know, that's all. So like, I guess that's what I'm saying about, like, you know, once you've like lost your virginity to this fucking movie, and then you come and say to me something about like, oh, my superhero wouldn't do that. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I'm like down the fucking road on that. You know what I mean? So, and it's a cool point of view. Look, I'm 100% fine with it. It's a cool point of view to be like, my heroes are still innocent. You know, my heroes didn't fucking, you know, lie to America. My heroes didn't, you know, embezzle money from their my heroes didn't fucking commit any atrocities. I'm like, that's cool, but you're living in a fucking dream world, okay? So, and I guess, you know, so the cool thing is, like, so mythologically speaking, I'm 100% fine. And by the way, and I love more than anything, you know, Superman and Batman. But in, you know, in the same way that Alan Moore was fed up with the fucking, like, okay, no, you know, they do this. Clearly, this is a response to, like, where Watchmen talks about comic books in the same way that this movie talks about comic book movies, but it talked about comic books at their most, they were broken, you know? So he was just addressing that. The thing with comic book movies is, and I'm a fan. Like, I go and see them, and I love them.
It was something.
No,
I'll include it in the video.
I just imagine, like, Batman, like, every time he kills someone, like,
he gets a cookie.
Quote unquote indirectly, he's like, yep, doesn't count. Nope, doesn't count.
Look, if you didn't want to die, you shouldn't have gotten away with my bullets. I mean, it's like that one guy when he was saving Martha. He definitely fucking killed him. He shot his tanker and he just blew up.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was.
Why did you say that name?
That's the thing as well.
What? The whole Martha scenario?
I mean,
situation?
Yeah. I'll save that for the video. Like, there's so many things about it that I do want to talk on, but it's like there's so many, even with like the Snyder Cut itself, there's so much you could look into around the situation behind it, the making of it. Like, you could make a movie out of that.
Yeah, I want someone to do that. If John Schnepp was still about, oh man, he can make an awesome documentary about it.
Why did you say that?
Oh man, someone should do it. That I'd really like to see, and I'd like to see what happened with Fantastic Four as well.
We should do that.
Josh Trank stuff. Because he was supposed to do a Mandalorian like film.
Was he?
Yes! Josh Trank.
Ooh.
The guy who did you watch that movie, got the name of it, Chronicle?
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Trank. That's him.
Oh.
That dude.
Oh.
He was supposed to, I'm sure it's that guy. Josh Trank.
He got fucked.
Well, the Fantastic Four situation, if you look at what happened there,
Hmm.
was kind of a mess. He got like kicked off it, and someone else like took over, or he had to like do, or he's forced to do like reshoots and stuff like that, and yeah, it just didn't sound good.
Oh dear.
So yeah, seeing a movie about that would be awesome.
What, like a documentary or an actual like dramatized version?
Nah, documentary, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
I want to see it, man. Good stuff. I don't want to see it played out like a movie.
Zack Snyder, though, I do kind of feel a bit more bad for him because, like, after his daughter, like, committed suicide, they immediately kicked him out. It's like, guys, have a fucking heart. What the fuck?
And like, I could imagine, right? Like, maybe he didn't even want to leave. Like, he probably carrying on with the movie would have taken his mind off things or whatever it was. I don't know.
But when you're in that situation, it's really hard to tell what you do.
Never know what you. I mean, yeah, I don't know what. Yeah.
I mean, I remember like years ago, there was one fella, well, may have been a lady, who said, why was he so upset? It's not like they were biological or anything. It's like,
oh.
yeah. It was a really small account.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, you don't even understand it, do you?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you've got no love in your heart. It's kind of a weird thing. But a friend of mine, he's adopted.
Yeah.
And the way his sort of parents explain it to him, it's like, in some ways, we don't just love you, but we're taking you out of a bad situation and we are promising you a better one.
Yeah.
So if you were to do anything bad to yourself, like do drugs or whatever, then we would feel like we failed. And that's probably what Zack Snyder might have felt with his daughter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, like, we can't say that applies to him, but like, we don't really know. But it's like, man. I mean, this is why I'm so, like, used to this, like, stuff, man. It's like, I see people just, like, at the most heartless.
Yeah, some people are. Maybe they just don't think, man. That's really...
Yeah, that's a problem. That's definitely an issue, I've noticed. But yeah, I feel for Zack Snyder.
It's a scary thing to think
Yeah.
that people don't think.
Yeah, but then you get used to it and it's like, yeah, you're fucking stupid.
You moron.
You're just like everyone else. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. But yeah, I mean, some people feel a little bit bad for Joss Whedon because he had to make a bad movie. I was like, you know what, guys? I think he'll live. I think he'll be alright.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, you know, he might go to a little bit of therapy, but he'll be fine. Zach, though, like, obviously, I'm not trying to, like, bring this sort of, like, emotional manipulation or anything, but it's like, you know, put it in perspective a little bit. You know, and everything what he had to put up with, but again, I could talk about that more, because I do have thoughts on that, and I've been reading up quite a little bit about, well, I say a little bit, it's been a lot. A lot about that, because I've told you that I'm basically just going back and forth between both versions.
What, still?
Yeah.
Well, you're constantly watching them?
Not constantly, no.
But enough to, like, really want to form opinions on both and compare, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting. So look at where... Because what I want to do as well is understand the mindset of some of the decisions. And some I can actually understand. I'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, I mean...
Keep an eye out for that video. In 2035.
2035.
Yeah. It was 2020. It was 2025 before. Something's happened. Depression.
Right.
Have we covered the whole James Gunn thing in its entirety?
I don't know. I think so. Henry Cavill, Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson, Superman, Gal Gadot.
We mentioned that briefly.
Yeah. Jason Momoa.
Lobo, baby.
Shazam.
Yes, I did actually see the video with the Shazam actor.
Yeah, I heard. I haven't seen it. I'd read, so I'd have to see what it was. Was he jokey or?
No, he seemed pretty sincere.
So there were two, right? So the first, I think he said at con or something. I don't know. It was with an audience, and I think it was something along the line. I don't know if this was that one or not, but saying that James Gunn is his mate or whatever, and someone else is his friend. So the producer of Shazam, of course, and that if they get rid of him, they're not friends anymore or something. So obviously,
maybe that was a bit jokey, but like the one I have on my phone as well is a bit more sort of sincere, up close in his face, getting like really personal or whatever. And it's like he seems pretty sincere what it is. Like he's not like too thrilled that Henry Cavill is gone, but it's just the way the business goes. And he's explaining it in a really like calm and neutral kind of way. It's like, yeah, this is
Zachary Levy, is it? No guy.
Levi.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, like he's just being really like cool-headed about it.
Okay, so was this after those incidents? With them again. There was a con one, and I think the other one was a tweet.
It was on Twitter,
saying that everything was Gucci.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I just know about the video.
I sound insane right now, but I'm sure I saw something with him saying that everything was Gucci. I was like, what was
whoa, he's saying like, I'm all about that Gucci Prada, and you're all about that Gucci Nada.
Okay, I think someone asked him with regards to how was everything with his role with Shazam or something, and he said everything was
Gucci Prada.
Let me we'll do some.
You're not gonna show it, and he's got like a Gucci strap on, yeah?
I hope not. I'm Gucci. Hold on. 21st December 2022. Zachary Levi responds to claim that his Shazam future is in jeopardy at DC. I'm Gucci. So Zachary Levi is addressing where his Shazam character stands amid ongoing changes being made at DC Studios. On Tuesday, Levi, 42, responded to fans on Twitter, speculating whether his superhero would be getting cut from the franchise as the studio's new CEOs, James Gunn and Peter Safran, that's his name, reconfigure the future of DC movies. Henry Cavill recently confirmed he will not return as Superman, blah blah blah. So he says, "Ooh, I really wouldn't go believing everything you see on the internet," Levi wrote on Twitter in response to one fan who wrote they would throw hands to save the Shazam movies, the next of which is set to release in March. I'm Gucci Ash, the actor added, addressing the fan directly. We all Gucci. So he says Gucci.
I mean, I don't know about that.
I'm Gucci.
Gucci.
The actor added, addressing the fan directly. We all Gucci.
What's the source on that?
Yahoo.
Finance. Yahoo is like an acronym. Yahoo.
What does it mean?
I forget what it is. I have to look it up again.
But Twitter, I think. Check on Twitter. Or if it come from his Twitter account, unless it's like it says Zachary Levi and then
parody.
Someone else, yeah.
Verified. I'm Gucci. It's like, who the fuck are you? But yeah, no, I'm talking about like the video he uploaded. But yeah, he was just like, it is what it is.
I have no idea what's ultimately going to happen to me. I think I'm in a pretty good position. I think we made a great movie. I think it's going to do well, reasonably well. I hope so. But again, regardless of that, if they decide at some point that, hey, this is the way we got to go, I mean, them's the breaks. That's how it goes. And I hope that people enjoyed. At whatever point I finished playing the role of Shazam, I hope people enjoyed my tenure playing the role and that they come with me to whatever else I get to go and do. That's it, okay? So I don't want to... It's hard for me to see all these random comments and like basically lies and things that people are throwing around online and not want to respond. Because I hate lies, I hate deceit, I hate injustice so much. And so I want to set records straight. By the way, so does James. He's been doing this for a long time. That's why he's so active on Twitter, because he really wants people to know what's up truly and wanting to set records straight. And so it's, that's why you'll see action from me or him or other people coming to defense. It's not because we want to get tied up in some random argument with an internet troll. It's because we're trying to help cut through all of this random, deceitful banter that just keeps going around and around, because a lot of people who are very good, kind people who really like Shazam or these other things are getting worried, like, oh, is this all falling apart? Is this all going away? Everyone just take a breath. I know we've seen some characters, some actors that are taking an exit, and I know that's difficult. That's difficult for even me. You know what I mean? I was hoping I got to work with a lot of these folks, but it's just not the way it's going to go down right now. And I think you all need to, whoever out there is still like all drummed up and pissed off, like just trust that James is so, look, if you haven't watched what he did with Guardians, which was a total niche property that he actually brought really awesome life to, and his reboot of Suicide Squad that was better than the first one, he really made something incredible there. He understands comic books, guys. He understands world building. He understands how to do right by the canon and also by the characters and also by the audience. And Peter's there to be he's an incredible diplomat and business person. I've worked with him now for years. Just breathe. It's going to be okay. It's going to be better than okay.
Shit happens.
Yeah, but then you just roll with it. You know, Henry Cavill, his career has bounced back up. I say him getting on Warhammer is like the fucking dream for him.
Yeah, actually, that's something I wanted to touch on
Yeah.
the video, because I'm covering a lot of Warhammer.
I mean, he's done so well for himself. He's played Superman. He's been Geralt. Okay, they weren't properly ideal, but he's at least in touch with like the legacy of those stories. You know, he was a brilliant Geralt. Yeah. From what I could tell from that one episode.
You've only seen one episode?
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh no, maybe two. That one with like the Beast guy.
Yeah. Okay.
That was in like season 2. That was alright.
Yeah. See, yeah, I enjoy him.
Yeah. You know, if he had better material as Superman, that'd be nice. But for what Joss Whedon gave him, that was good.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't describe it as good.
It was better.
I would say it was.
It is.
It was.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. It's
I think it's a movie.
It's something. That's for damn sure. Yeah. I see a lot of people. Thanks. I see a lot of people, I don't know, trying to like turn this into something it's not. It's like what. You done?
Yeah.
What idiots need to realize, and I do say idiots, like, 'cause I'm not trying to be like condescending or anything, or dismissive, or patronizing. It's just that most of these people talking on these matters are fucking idiots and have no experience like business or whatever, and we don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. And James Gunn has said that he would work with Henry Cavill on other projects.
Yeah. Well, I think actually, and I'm hoping for
Kingdom Come.
Yeah. Because why would he go for a younger Superman and then have that whole Kingdom Come thing again? Like, you know, I'm thinking that maybe
you could do that with Henry Cavill.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be the best thing ever. But I think people are like just really like, they're not thinking, they're just reacting. And it's like, there are obviously some people on YouTube, whatever, that just like capitalizing on this like sort of frenzy that people are on. It's like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna like not invoke but like fan the flames of this a little bit so I can get something out of this. Just a quick little view, but like not offering anything that's like constructive.
Yeah, true. Imagine that though. He's like, they're trying to keep it secret, but now because he's getting so much backlash, he's like, all right, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Reason I told Henry he can have another job later is because of fucking Kingdom Come, mate. I want to do Kingdom Come. All right, are you happy now?
Fucking idiots. No, fuck you. We're cancelling Kingdom Come because you're a spoiled brat.
No more Kingdom Come for you.
Cunts. Unless you touch me in my silly place.
Oh dear.
We'll just see what James Gunn does. Will he do a fantastic job? It's entirely possible. Will he be a complete and utter fuck up? It's entirely possible. Will he just be, it's entirely possible. There are an infinite
Probably
routes.
unlikely though.
Yeah, I know.
He's gonna do something good.
He's gonna do the thing that's unexpected, and then he'll go to the zany stuff, like Mr. Mixamillion or something.
Some crazy, wacky shit.
Yeah, Batmite, which they did reference in Peacemaker.
Oh, nice.
That's real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't seem to fit the tone of like Zack Snyder's Justice League or any of his movies or whatever. But then again, like neither did like Shazam. So it's like, you know, maybe it's part of the same universe. Although there's some aspects that are similar but separate. We don't know. We'll see how it turns out, and you know, in years to come, we'll be able to judge it properly instead of like judging it before anything's out, which a lot of people do. Like they did it with Heath Ledger, and he became the most influential Joker ever. Then he died. Michael Keaton, I mean, people didn't think he could do it, and like people want him back in anything.
Yeah, true. I mean, if the internet were a thing back then.
Yeah, you know. I mean, George Clooney as well. I think he should be given a second chance.
I don't know about that one.
No. Because I've talked about this before. Hear me out. If they do Flashpoint, you could have him as Thomas Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
Because do you remember his role in From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah, cool.
Imagine that sort of attitude with Batman.
That would be pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Be good, Thomas Wayne, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's very distinguished as well. It's like, he could fucking smash it.
Someone, get on it.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
James Gunn, please, do this. Yeah, so that's the whole James Gunn fiasco. If you enjoyed our little discussion, check out Skelly's channel.
Skellywags TV. If you like toys, come on over. 118 scale toys. Like adult toys. Well, not that adult. Toys for adults. Not adult toys.
Cool. You know what my channel is? What do you? How did you find this channel?
How did you find it? And why are you listening all the way to the end? Or skipping to the end?
Yeah, and if you're not a subscriber, sort that out. Subscribe to my channel and you'll get to see my pacemaker video.
Hit those buttons.
Yeah. And notifications and likes. You know, work the algorithm like it's a lovely, lovely prostitute.
I don't think the algorithms have ever been referred to in that way before. Probably, maybe not.
We're going to set the trend.
Such a trend set.
Yes. It'd be beautiful.
It is beautiful. Marvelous.